guys doing? Good. All right.
We're good.
Life of virtual world, right? The power of nonverbal cues right now. Right. So welcome again, and thanks for joining us here. Right. So feel free to go ahead and follow us on all of our social media channels, and we are also going to add all of these recordings on Anchor FM if you just want them on a podcast form. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and reach out to us with these numbers and information right here. All right, on the fifth session, this is the second part regarding the psychology of stress. And we will discuss the theories of Frankl, Dyer, Staglia, and Maslow. And then, as always, we're going to discuss journal and talk about willpower. And we have added another aspect of this, which is the growth mindset. Okay, so obviously if you're joining us live, there's implicit consent that you are allowing us to go ahead and record this and disseminate this information. So obviously you have an idea that this is going to be made public, and if you do join us, you're already allowing us accordingly. Some ground rules. Miko, do you want to talk about this? You're on mute.
So we always need respect, obviously, and we have to participate. So we can talk, raise your hand. So that's verbally interact, or chat. Use the chat on Ring Central, or if you know the other person's email, you can email them. And confidentiality. You don't be shy. Don't have to be shy that you don't want to do this.
Okay. Let's modify the third part a little bit more. Thank you for trying. Confidentiality, I know it's going to be a little bit challenging because this is going to be made public. So if you don't want anything that you'll be sharing, then you can go ahead and just mute your video and change your name or what have you if you are planning to go ahead and participate live. Okay? And then the respect, yes, we do need respect, but we need to go ahead and provide that accordingly based on whatever conversations that we need to go ahead and have and do. So that's all going to be part of it. So, all right, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so again, I have to go and talk about my background here. Miko, do you want to talk about these things? You said you wanted to talk about this. You're on mute.
This one, no.
No? I thought you said you wanted to discuss this.
I did?
Yes. You gave me feedback on it.
It wasn't this one. It was the other.
It's another one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All of a sudden it became cloudy, so it became dark here. Let me open up the blinds. Earlier it was super bright. All right. So I've been teaching for over 2 decades in community colleges, international universities, online universities, and based on the background of psychology, counseling, and post-secondary and adult education. So I'm a dissertation away from my post-secondary and adult education for my doctorate. I completed summa cum laude for my graduate counseling degree, and been helping out with a physical therapy practice. It's a multi-awarded PT practice, and Top Virtual Staffing Solutions. This is where you are watching this channel, and more about that is that it's a remote staffing agency, and we provide tutoring services as well. And this is Miko right here performing keyboard, and he just made a live performance yesterday with some loved ones with one of the songs that he learned. Right, Miko? You're on mute, so. Okay. Yes, enough about me, enough about whatever it is that we're doing. Why strength through stress? Miko, your turn. You're on mute. You're on mute.
There. Stress management is a bit of a misnomer because we do not manage stress. Because COVID-19, right, like right now, is a stressor, but we can't stop that.
So we don't manage the virus per se. You don't tell the virus to stay away from me.
Yeah.
We manage what we do to go ahead and deal with it, right?
Yes.
Which is, that's why we are physically distancing, but still connected, at least virtually. And if you could see from these pictures right here, from this picture right here, one's going to crack under pressure and two are still functioning. And ideally, this is what we're trying to go ahead and do. Okay? All right, next one, Miko. Why strength through stress?
You focus on the positive by, if you go through stress, if you keep on going through, you could improve or finish something.
Because stress, for the most part, is related to something that is negative, right?
Yes.
But we can go ahead and identify what we can gain from this, what we can learn from it, and be stronger. And speaking of strength, or being stronger, why do we exercise or why do we work out?
To gain muscle.
Okay. So we're putting stress on our physical body, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this guy, do you think he's just oh, this is not bench press. He's doing squats with all of these pounds on him. Do you think this happened overnight?
No.
He has put his stress on his body to go in order to go ahead and lift this weight, correct? Yes. Okay. So why are these sessions free? There's so many people doing good things and heroic things out there. It's just the medical professionals, medical people out there, essential workers. And I know there's a movement of trying to open things up. So again, please be safe out there. All right, Miko, do you want to talk about this one?
That one. I want virtual companionship to come. No.
No? Okay. Let me switch on the light here because it's been weird with the light. It's very bright and all of a sudden cloudy. Okay. All right. So even before COVID-19, social isolation seems to be an issue already. So we need to continue to fight that. If you want to learn more, feel free to go to our channel and learn more about it, how it could help with that. Right? Why free? Because of the dude down there. Right, and here he is learning how to go ahead and program. So anything that I could go ahead and leave for him, or library of anything, of any 2 cents that I could leave for him that is going to be meaningful, here we are. And why free? Again, as I mentioned earlier, physically distant but socially connected. And more importantly, this is where we want to go ahead and focus on, is that you guys donate to worthwhile causes. And for today's session, I want to focus on Bright Minds Foundation. Okay, so the local communities, the public school system that we have here, they do work directly with Bright Minds Foundation. And this is another nonprofit organization out there doing really good things. So, especially right now that there are so many people who are impacted because academic schoolwork for kids have changed, and I know they are playing a big part to go ahead and make sure that everybody is given the opportunity to go ahead and continuously learn and develop. So check them out, brightmindsfoundation.org. Why free? Because we want to focus on you and what you want to be addressed. And if you have questions, feel free to ask, just like what Miko identified earlier. So Jox, Miko, do you guys have any questions for today's session? None?
None.
You guys good? Okay, all right. Okay, so moving on with psychology of stress regarding FRANKL and life's meaning. That through tragedy, you find the value and meaning of one's life. So the story of FRANKL is that he was one of the Jews captured during World War II time. And he was in those concentration camps. And for him, what he was trying to go ahead and accomplish is that for him to continue to live every day. And one of the meaning of life for him is that he knows that his wife and his child is still out there, alive. And that's what kept him going. One of the things that he noticed is because during those days in a concentration camp, they were given two choices, either cigarette or soup. And what he noticed is that for people that chose cigarette, is that they have given up. For people that chose soup, they want to continue to go ahead and live another day and continue to carry on. So for him, with that tragedy of being one of the people placed in concentration camps, he found the value and meaning of his life. And that's what he's trying to share with everyone in that regard. So COVID-19 obviously is a tragedy in all forms that you can identify. Whether you've actually lost a loved one because of this, wherein for people who are working on the front line and they're always trying to go ahead and take care of themselves while taking care of other people, and they're exposed to such things every day. They're going through this with so many people losing their jobs, opportunity to earn, work, businesses being impacted. That's what it is. So I think this is very timely for us to go ahead and identify in terms of meaning of life. So one of the questions that he asks is that, what can you contribute to humanity? what are your goals? And when you say goals, these are long-term goals. So, for example, for me, is that just going back, why am I doing this? One of the main reasons of why I'm doing this is so that I can go ahead and leave something for Miko. And then long-term goals is that hopefully we could go ahead and help out individuals out there, especially like what I mentioned from a virtual companionship point of view, or to businesses right now, especially that remote work is coming into play. So for me, that's what's driving me to go ahead and to continue to carry on and provide meaning to whatever it is that I'm doing. So Jox, Miko, is there anything that you want to answer here that you're comfortable sharing to the world? What can you contribute? What are your long-term goals? I know these are heavy questions to go ahead and think right off the bat, but if you're living this every day, then it would be easy.
I don't have anything to say for that, but if you want, I'm just going to tell you right now, because I'm typing on an email for the important words. So if you look at me, I'm going to be looking down at the keyboard.
Yes, I know you're typing notes, which is good.
As for me, my long-term goal is really to help more people to understand the message of the Bible. So that's what I've been doing for almost 2 years now, and I'm still a beginner actually in doing it. But still, I wanted to really reach out more people and help them understand more about the Bible.
And thank you for sharing something personal, Jox, because I understand talking about faith could be sensitive at times, but especially for this subject matter of strength through stress, I assume you do gain strength from your life's mission. Okay, so thank you for that, and that's what it is. Whatever we find meaning and we are able to contribute to humanity, that would be great. And then Mika, if you go ahead and think of something, feel free to go ahead and share. I know you're still a young dude, but still, you can never start early. All right, let's move on to Dyer, his theory regarding guilt and worry. So there's leftover guilt and self-imposed guilt. So when we say guilt, what does that mean? Anybody care to give a shot? Jox or Miko?
I guess guilt is when your conscience bother you when you did something and you're feeling bad about it. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Miko, anything you want to add? You're on mute.
No, not really. Can't explain it.
Okay. So guilt is something that you're carrying on with you that you don't have to. And the leftover guilt here is that's just like what Jox identified. You're still carrying it. It's something that you did and again, still carrying it. Self-imposed guilt is that nobody's trying to chastise you, but you keep on putting in that weight. And this is a story that my brother has shared with me, and I'm not sure where he got it from. But there's a story of two monks. One's a seasoned monk and one's a newbie. And from the way I understand it is that monks are not allowed to touch women or shake their hand, for example, look at them, talk to them, something to that effect. And so they were walking. And then they had to cross this river. And the elder monk, the senior monk, asked the lady who needed to cross the river. He asked, "Do you need help crossing the river?" And she said yes. So he asked for permission to go ahead and carry her and lift her and bring her to the other side of the river. After that, they walked miles and miles again. And then the younger monk asked, "Hey, I thought we are not supposed to be touching women. So why did you carry her and touch her?" And he said, "You're absolutely right. We shouldn't be as monks. But the thing here is, after I helped her cross the river, I dropped her physically and mentally. Meaning, it's already done and over with after helping her out. But you're still carrying her. So meaning, even if the younger monk never touched her, but in his mind, he's still carrying her." And that's one of the great stories that I have learned or heard of guilt, that even if the younger monk didn't touch her, but in his mind, he's still carrying her. And I think right now, one of the common phrases that people say is that people are living rent-free in somebody else's head. And that's what it is in terms of guilt, that we're still carrying all of these in our minds. So, that's that. All right. Worrying. And I think this is all of us in this situation, rightfully so. But there's a difference of constructive, productive worrying or planning versus just outright worrying. And as I've shared with my previous videos before on this, yeah, so around second week or third week of March, I was paralyzed. With whatever little control that I have, I just totally lost it. And I wasn't really doing much, because the worry was too much. So I have to slowly get out of that funk. And here I am, just hopefully trying to go ahead and provide something substantial or meaningful for the community. And so with that, the difference of worrying and planning for the future, because some people think that they're worrying and they're also planning for the future. The difference is that you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing little bits of steps moving toward that direction. And that you think you don't have control over the situation. I mean, no doubt, I don't have control over COVID-19. But I still can control whatever it is that I can go ahead and do. And like doing these seminars right now, or classes right now. And hopefully that's something that, again, could help other people out. So, anything you guys want to share regarding guilt or worry, Miko or Joss? None? Miko? Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, let's go ahead and move on. Next one with Buscaglia regarding self-love. Regarding love, it's a very, very complex yet powerful thing. It's not easy. So here's Buscaglia trying to go ahead and simplify it, but it's still complicated. You need to be able to go ahead and possess this. You need to understand it. That's a very complex nature or perspective. We need to learn it. We need to recognize how we feel, how we express it, how we yield it, and how we yield from it. And we go ahead and dedicate to go ahead and provide love regarding oneself. But we'll talk more about this with journal writing later. Again, it's something that we use, one word that we use, and we're impacted by it, but it's a very complicated thing. Okay, next is Maslow's self-actualization. What it is that we have these stages that we try to go ahead and achieve and work on. And we need to go ahead and have these. And in order to self-actualize. So with that, one of the more important things that he identified is that we need physiological needs, that we need to meet them in order for us to self-actualize. So if we don't have food, and there are so many people who are being impacted again by COVID-19 that are can't remember the common phrase that people are using now, but food insecurity, I think that's a phrase, especially right now. Sometimes grocery stores are running out of food or resources, and so just things like that. Yes, Miko?
Is the A word on the top supposed to be actualization or actualization? Actualization.
Actualization, yeah, I missed the Z there. Thanks for paying attention, which apparently I'm not. Thank you. So, going back to this regarding physiological needs, is that we need to be able to go ahead and meet this because we need to sustain ourselves. And then the next stage, according to Maslow, is safety needs. If you forget to lock your door when you go ahead and leave, and or your car or whatever, then it's going to be challenging for you to self-actualize if you're missing these needs. And so with that, we need to go ahead and meet them. The next one is love and belongingness needs. We need to feel, speaking of Buscaglia earlier, we need to feel that we are loved and we belong to somebody and somebody belongs to us. That we have that relationship that we work with. Next one is self-esteem needs. Sure, completing all of those degrees of mine, earning them with awards, sure, kind of help with self-esteem needs. And some people who are the first in their family to complete their degree, and that's a huge accomplishment, no doubt. The next stage is where we actually self-actualize. That you are able to achieve your peak self, and how you are able to go ahead and accomplish and continue to carry on with what you need to do. And this is where you feel really on a high note or a high level of your being. You have achieved the top. But there's another level beyond this. But what I want to share with all of these is that this is a continuous process. Not because I ate breakfast today, I'm done. Because I'm still going to eat later on, tomorrow, next week, and so on and so forth. So physiological needs is an ongoing process. Safety needs is an ongoing process. Love and belongingness, you go ahead and work on them with your friends and your loved ones. Self-esteem needs, okay, after you achieve one thing, you try to work on another thing. And then hopefully you go ahead and reach your peak self. But this is only about you and you and you. The next level is, if you're aware of Mother Teresa or Gandhi, they would go ahead and identify that they have to transcend themselves from themselves. what it is that you have achieved your peak level, but the focus is not about you, but with other people. So sure, ideally we go ahead and aim for self-actualization, but there's something beyond that, and that is self-transcendence. I'll just go back to the so many heroes that we are hopefully trying to go ahead and be thankful for the people on the front lines again, the medical professionals, the researchers, trying to go ahead and make sure we are as safe and as healthy as possible. So yeah, you can easily go ahead and say they're continuously self-transcending because they're putting themselves in the line of taking care of other people. So, any questions there before we move on to the review?
None so far.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
All right. We will continue Maslow in the next session. Now we'll move on to the other aspects of this session. Review. Life's meaning. Well, I don't want to do my own review. How about you guys? What was meaningful for you, speaking of meaning? What did you capture the past few slides? And what was important today? Miko or Joss?
I have nothing to share.
Okay, Miko? Anything you want to review? Anything specific?
No, not now.
Not now? No?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's what it is. We go ahead and identify meaning in terms of whatever tragedy that we are going through. And with worry and guilt, we need to find ways to go ahead and transform all of these energies to something a little bit more productive. If you don't have to carry it, just like that young monk, then we don't have to. All right, Miko, you raise your hand. Go ahead. You're in mute.
I think for me it's safety needs, because we're all trying to keep our family safe from COVID-19. So that's just text to world connection.
And as we make our family safe, are we also making the community safe?
Yes, we are.
So it's not only a selfish thing that we are doing within ourselves, but we're also trying to keep our community members safe as well. By, again, for example, being physically distant, but still socially connected, correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so, and that's the thing about the worrying and guilt and safety. Yeah, we can be worried about our safety, or we could feel guilty that, oh, I may be transmitting some stuff. Then let's move beyond that. Let's go ahead and focus on what we can go ahead and continue to carry on right now. And just going back to what you said, Miko, regarding needs, these are things that we need to continue to have or attain, but hopefully we don't. It's not only a matter of focusing on oneself, but focusing on other people too. All right, so why journal? Miko, do you want to talk about this? You're on mute.
Not today.
Not today? Why not today?
I don't know. I mean, I could tell you the root word for journal, journey.
Journey. All of us are going through this journey. And the power of documenting your story is critical so that you're able to express yourself. And there's no judgment involved. It's just you. I mean, there's judgment involved because you're judging whatever is going on. But more importantly is that if you're able to express yourself, there's greater awareness of what the situation is, and hopefully you'll have a better idea of how you want to approach things. Go ahead, Miko.
Should I lower my hand?
It's okay. I don't know how to lower it. Do you know? Oh, there we go. All right. So, the power of journaling, and do you remember what are the forms of journaling, Miko? What are some of the things that you can do? You're on mute.
You can write, talk to a person, or mail a person. That's a few ways.
Okay. Or just record your own story, correct? So you can go ahead and do that. So with power of technology, see how you can go ahead and use that. Did you raise your hand again, or you're just playing with it? No? Yes? No? No? Okay. All right, so the 7th journal, as I mentioned earlier regarding love, I want you guys to go ahead and answer these questions. What is love? How do you express it? Is unconditional love really attainable? And what's the difference of self-love versus narcissism? So, Josh, I know you mentioned faith earlier. Is there anything that you want to share in this regard? I'd like to learn more from your perspective of how this is discussed from.
Yes,
Go ahead.
okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to answer the third question. Is unconditional love attainable?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in God's perspective, unconditional love is without a question possible. But I think, I don't know, I doubt that imperfect human can achieve such level of love. Not, yeah, especially for other people, I think.
Yeah, and that's why that's a good question to go ahead and pose ourselves. Sure, so much as I want to go ahead and love Miko, it's my kid, but one way or another, there's a certain level of conditions that we need to go ahead and take care of. So if discipline is involved, it's not that I love him less, it just shows that I love him because we are putting in the necessary discipline for him to be as successful as possible as he moves on through life. So maybe that's the other thing that we have to go ahead and think about of it's not per se that, okay, if you don't do this, then I don't love you anymore. But it's more of the reason why I'm asking you to do this, because that's exactly what it is. I love and care for you. And so in terms of what is love, again, this is a very complex thing that somehow moves us in all sorts of directions. And how are you able to express it? Now, we have to be careful as well of self-love versus narcissism. Is that we just don't focus on ourselves. And if we go back to, for example, with self-transcendence, and I think you can tie it up. I wish everybody would be able to transcend themselves, but it's a very, very difficult journey for all of us to go through. We can continuously aim for it, no doubt. But it's a challenge. And now at the same time, again, in terms of self-love, is that you're not just focusing on yourself and you don't care about other people anymore. All you care about is yourself. No, that's not the idea either. So some of the things that you guys could go ahead and think about. I myself can't. It's a very complex matter for me. I don't know how to put these in words. So Josh, Miko, how about you guys? Anything else you guys want to share or add with this 4-letter word. That's super powerful.
I just want to express my understanding about self-love and narcissism.
Go ahead.
I think self-love is giving yourself due love, like not just the right amount of love, while narcissism is like focusing your entire attention to yourself without considering other people's feelings or needs, for that matter.
And I think it's really finding that balance. You're absolutely right. We need to take care of ourselves. Just going back to the needs. If you're giving somebody else's food and then you don't have food, I mean, sure, if, for example, if there's just one piece of bread and there's nothing else to do, of course I'm going to give it to Miko. No questions about it. It is what it is. So, but for the most part, we do have to take care of ourselves. Just going back to these medical professionals, it's going to be very challenging for them to take care of other people if they can't take care of themselves. That's part of the self-love that we have to go ahead and pay attention to. That we need to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people. So, narcissism, just like what you said, Joff, is it's without regard for other people or your environment or what have you. It's a selfish type of love. But self-love is that you are taking care of yourself because you have other people to go ahead and be mindful of as well, and the environment and the society as a whole. So, all right. Next, meaning of life, another heavy hitter here. Yes, Miko, go ahead. You're on mute. You're on mute, Miko, so I don't know if you want to share something.
I wanted to say with Journal 7, in Scrabble, it's 7 points, and it's in Journal 7. So
Gotcha.
something I realized just now.
All right, so make sure you remember that.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that you place that.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Oh, hey, Journal's here again. Okay. So what struggle did you face that you were able to share, and how can you find meaning with that struggle? So, anybody, I mean, I can share some struggle that I've faced, and I know that's going to be a walk in the park for other people, real life struggles. And yeah, this is one of those that's really, really deep things, and it can unearth a lot of other things. And yeah, maybe I need to put that on, add that to my consent, that we will unravel a lot of other things as we go through these courses. Yeah, I need to put that as a disclaimer. I'm going to add that. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So, anybody care to share something here first? That you're comfortable doing, or that you went through? When I was finishing my thesis for my graduate degree, that was a struggle. What meaning did I find on it? Is that anybody completing their respective degrees? have a better respect of what they have accomplished. That's the meaning of it, and part of education, it's part of education on my end, is that I know it's a struggle, and all I can go ahead and point out is that you just need to continue to find solutions for you to carry on your tasks. So, yeah, that's one of the things that I can share. Like I said, I don't think it's super struggle compared to other people's struggles, but I mean, I can share other things, but I'm not comfortable sharing to the world. All right, Jox, Miko, how about you guys?
I'm the same as you. There are a lot of things that I struggle with, but I'm not comfortable sharing it right now.
So you can just answer on your own in terms of, all right, how am I finding meaning into this? What's my long-term goal on this? What can I continue to carry on? And what can I contribute to humanity? And that's what I try to do as a faculty, is that have people to think more critically, and it's not just about earning grades and that's it. So there. Miko, anything you want to share?
Don't know.
Not sure? Okay. That's fine. Okay. Let's move on. Willpower. What is willpower, Miko?
Green Lantern.
Okay. What about it?
Hang on.
The determination to do something, a strong determination to do something.
Yes. Okay. How about you, Miko?
Same thing with Tita Jox.
That's it? How about the opposite of do? The willpower of don't.
The willpower of don't?
Think about that. I am not going to eat this donut. Speaking of don't. I'm sure it's going to be good. But in the long run, this is my 8th donut. The willpower of do not eating the donut. So yes, there's the I will power challenge, the I won't power challenge, and the I want power challenge. The I will challenge is that, what are you going to commit to? That I will do this, whatever this is. Because you know whatever this is will improve the quality of your life. How about the I won't? Something that you are going to give up or do less of. So when I mentioned that I was very dysfunctional on 2nd, 3rd week of March, I have to give up. Okay, enough binge watching. I am done. I won't do that again, at least in the next 2 months. I don't know. All right, so far, yes, I've been successful of I won't do that. And the I want power is, what is your long-term goal? So at least for the practice, I know that's something that I have already shared. And the I will is to improve the quality of life, is that right now, for example, there's no sports, and sports is a big part of my life. And so I'm watching these games from show my age, from 95-96 season of the Bulls. And sure, that's fine. But the I will power is that for me to be able to continue to, bless you,
Excuse me.
to be motivated to carry on with all the other functions that I need to go ahead and do, is that I will come up with some of the sport podcasts tied from a mental perspective. Bless you. And that's what I will do. And that's why this is my background. I've got my over 2-decade-old poster here. Has traveled so many miles. And super old, got rips and stained by water or what have you, and so on and so forth. But of course I can buy a new one. But when I was trying to complete my bachelor's and graduate degree, this is one of the important things that I have to go ahead and tell me, okay, I will finish this, whatever it is that I am working on. And right now, to go ahead, a full circle of, all right, with sports, I will talk about these sports, again, from a mental perspective. Enough about me. Miko, I know you raised your hand. Go ahead. What do you want to share with your I will, won't, and want?
It's not that. I just forgot which session this is. I want to make sure I get it correctly in the email.
I think it's a 5th one, or 6th.
Okay.
I think it's a 6th one.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. How about you, Josh? What's your I won't or I want?
No, I mean to say it's session 5.
It's session 5? Oh, okay. There we go. Answers that question. So, anybody care to share about your I will, I won't, or I want? Or all 3 of them?
Ha. Ha 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 ha.
What? What's funny? Care to share?
I won't play video games.
Well, you're already doing that. You're playing your video games, the ones that you have created on Scratch.
Yeah, but that's mine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. You're already not doing that. So, you're not giving up on it because you're not doing it. All right. Anybody else? Nope. Yes?
I want to share my I won't.
Okay.
I won't eat any food that has cholesterol in it for health reasons.
Is there any type of food that doesn't have cholesterol on it? Pardon my
Right.
ignorance. What, can you tell me? I don't know these specifics. Can you share with me, Josh, of food that doesn't have cholesterol? Huh?
Right? Vegetables, fruits?
Oh, vegetables and fruits. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just know vegetables and fruits are good for you, but I'm not informed well enough, so thank you. All right. So yes, again, every session we're going to talk about different types of journals, for the most part related to the subject matter that we've discussed. We'll continue with this willpower subject matter, and then we've added the growth mindset. Miko, what's a growth mindset? I know you're talking about this in school. Are you there? Do you have to go somewhere? Growth mindset.
Oh, growth mindset. Sorry. It's when it's like strength through stress. It's the why strength through stress. Focus on the positive. If you keep on doing these, you learn what not to do. And this is just one example. If you keep doing things wrong, you learn what was wrong, and then the next time you remember what you did wrong, so you don't do that the next time. to achieve your goal.
That you continuously learn, right?
Yes, yes.
And that's what, and you're absolutely correct. That's why it's trying through stress, because we are being placed in these stressful conditions so that we can go ahead and learn from things. Care to differentiate growth versus fixed mindset?
Fixed mindset is when you keep failing and you give up. It's kind of like where you have one bad memory or thing that you did, and it's making you're not comfortable with it, and it's making you being defeated just by that one memory or one thing that you did. Or I could say it in another way. You have too many luggages, or no, you have a good luggage and a bad luggage, and the bad luggage has one bad memory. The good has a lot more good memories. So you still have that bad memory in one luggage that's taking over all your other good memories in the other luggage.
Just like related to the monk story, correct?
Yes.
Now, with that bad luggage, can you go ahead and transform that to something good if you have the growth mindset?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here are a few questions just to differentiate a little bit these things a little bit more. Can intelligence change, yes or no? Jox, Miko. Can intelligence change? What's your answer? Jox. Yes or no?
Can I say maybe?
Okay. Miko? Miko, can intelligence change?
Can intelligence change? Well, no, but there's different, well, maybe. I'm not sure. Because there's, if we're talking about out in the whole galaxy, the whole universe, probably there's not changing intelligence, but different intelligence.
If you have a growth mindset, do you believe that intelligence will change?
Not exactly.
Really? Why not exactly? If you have a growth mindset.
I don't know.
You don't remember all the things that you guys have been talking in school?
That was a long time ago, Dad.
All right, let's go ahead and review it.
And that's going to take a while.
Go ahead, Joss. Were you raising your hand?
Yeah, I tried to search the word intelligence on my phone, and it says intelligence is the ability to learn or understand or to deal with new or trying situations. So, intelligence can change.
Yes. Mika, do you remember the difference of growth and fixed mindset? Do we need to review this in our own time?
I need the book first.
Which I gave to you, correct?
Yep.
All right. But let's go back. If you answer no, then you have a fixed mindset. Let's just simplify it. But if the answer is yes, then that's a growth mindset. And I think with one of the phrases that you've identified, Jox, is about to be able to deal with new situations. COVID-19 is a new situation. That's why we are including a growth mindset into these discussions. Miko, do you remember the power of yet?
Kind of?
That you have not learned this yet.
Yeah, kind of. That was in 3rd grade.
Okay. Yeah, that was what? A year ago? That was so long time ago. I don't remember. There was. You're funny, Miko. All right. So. All right. Other questions here. Just what you've identified from what you have researched of exactly what form of intelligence is that. Your intelligence, you are able to learn new things, but your intelligence remain the same. So is that a yes or a no? No? Okay. If you answer no, then you have a growth mindset. All right. Regardless of intelligence, you can substantially change if you go ahead and do that. That's a growth mindset right there. So Mika, to have a growth mindset, you are going to revisit the book that I gave you? Mika.
Hang on. Hang on.
All right. Josh, do you have questions?
I have no questions so far.
Or anything to share at? The bottom line is with growth mindset is that we need to continue to find ways that we have to change the mindset of we will continuously learn. And once we continuously learn, then our level of intelligence will continuously change. But we have to be careful of, and eventually I'm going to have a session specifically just for critical thinking. Is that especially right now, working or dealing with COVID-19, there's a lot of misinformation out there that are not scientifically based. And we need to continuously find ways on how to incorporate what science says and how to work with our daily lives. And I understand that there are bigger agencies out there, such as the government, to go ahead and share and impose certain things that they want to impose. Then again, we just have to be more careful about it. Bottom line is that we need to continuously learn, but hopefully whatever we're learning are scientifically based. And yeah, I think I may be adding those aspects into future discussions. And going back to this is psychology of stress. And as I have defined it in the last session, is that psychology is a scientific study of mental processes, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and how we change how we act. And again, going back to intelligence is how to deal with everyday problems. So there. Yes, I think, I'm not sure if I have to continuously talk about critical thinking. I'll think about it. Pun intended. But anyway, yes. So, all right. So again, Miko, care to talk about these things?
Or okay. We have another Strength Through Stress on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time this week. That's, I think, session 6, and then session 7 is next week on Monday, 10 a.m. ET. And then we also have Workout Buddy, Friday, 10 a.m. ET. That is every week, I think. every Friday 10 a.m. Then there's video okay and Scrabble. That's Friday 10 p.m. ET. Same Friday for Workout Buddy and video okay with Scrabble.
Not same time. I want to make sure.
Same day.
Same day. Okay. Gotcha.
Same day.
All right. Cool. Okay. So again, hopefully we see you guys in the next sessions. We appreciate you guys watching this. Again, please support Bright Minds Foundation. And these are references right here. And I will see you guys. All right.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, everyone.